So, the changes at the Indie, though, the big question that is on my mind more than any other is, will I have to find another job? This isn't some fancy way of saying we're downsizing, right? Am I gonna have to go on strike?
No, Julio, you don't have to go on strike.
So what's going on at the Indie? What are some of the big changes other than just the mantra?
The Indie is fundamentally changing, and the most important change is that of structure being built. The Indie has been around for 10 years, but you wouldn't know it because it's changed hands from several different executives, and it's also changed logos, it's changed slogans, appearance. So there's really very little continuity from when it started 10 years ago to where it is now. So what we've been focusing on is ensuring that if the Indie is still around like the Statesman has been for 50 years, if we project 50 years from now, we want the Indie to resemble, it's going to be different of course, but we want it to resemble the structure that we build for it now, so that its identity, the brand of the Indie, can still exist, can be durable enough to exist, let's say just 5 or 10 years from now.
So, Lauren, part of this is, of course, a lot of painstaking writing up new constitutions and code of conducts and maybe a plan of action and stuff like that. But what are some like the lighter facelift kind of options that are going on?
Okay, so the first thing we definitely did along with our mantra was we changed the logo. The logo used to just be the Stony Brook Independent, and it was this big SBI news red little square that was on our social media, and although it worked at the time that we used it, we're going in a different direction, very laid back entertainment kind of based. So now, to go with the hashtag SoCollege theme, it's the silhouette of someone with a beanie on.
What was the idea behind that?
I think we were just trying to go for something that represented the college feel, because we went through a couple of different ideas and what would work, what didn't. And I think the beanie kind of represents that laid back kind of feel without being too laid back. Like the idea of a man bun was being tossed around, and I vetoed that right away.
But it was drawn by Maddie Marcus, who's
Yes.
one of our staff writers that have been at D&D for a couple semesters now,
And she's very talented, I should say.
Absolutely.
doing some great work, and along with the all things college kind of slogan that we're towing, it will lead for a really interesting next couple of months. What are some things, Justin, that the Indie is looking to do, maybe here with the radio or even with the community?
Well, what we're doing this semester is really mostly setting the groundwork for what we hope to build on next semester. So hopefully the spring semester will be the fun one, the one of real change. One thing, first of all, we're considering is Indie Fest. And this is potentially going to be an event where we have bands come in, local musicians. So we have performances, and they're the centerpiece of it. And then around them, we may have, you mentioned Maddie Marcus, JD. And, we may have Maddie sitting down doing caricatures of people, or other members of the Indie showcasing their talents in, whatever they do. And we may also have food at it, just like an event on the scale of a kind of...
Like a carnival.
Yes,
That
sure.
would be really, really cool.
Minus the rides.
Minus the rides, yeah.
Yes.
But in order to make all this happen, the Independent needs people, be it writers, photographers, just whoever. How are you guys planning on recruiting such people, and why should they join the Indie?
Ooh, Julio asking all the questions all the time. We have a lot of people that like to write for us for different reasons. We've gotten a lot of kids that aren't journalism majors now. Usually that's the lot you get, which they're great and they're good at what they do. But we like kids that do different things. We have somebody who's a music major and loves to write reviews. We had somebody who's a political science major.
And Justin is a business major.
Yes, exactly. So I think everybody, we try to get our name out there as much as we can. The Statesman they have the advantage of a physical newspaper. So does the press. They have the physical magazine and we're online, but we've got the immediacy aspect of it. Whereas you can literally go right on your phone and we're there. So I think the fact that we can be literally carried anywhere, we're in your pocket. That's scary, but we're in your pocket. I think that we've got that leg up, and that's why people should, take a look at us and try to write.
And of course, the indie's always looking for people.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's blooming. So what are some of the things, Justin, that really adds to the indie becoming a new flower in a way?
Well, the indie is increasingly going to be a flower, very different from the Statesman or from the press. So writing or working at the indie is going to be quite a different experience. As Lauren mentioned, we have this online component, which right away does separate us from the press and the Statesman. We hope to at some point overhaul the site. So we want to have a beautiful website that looks very much like a publication, elements of BuzzFeed. Well, one thing that we're offering that we haven't in the past now is advertising space on our site. We expect to grow in popularity because of these aesthetic changes, these brand changes that we're making. We hope to have new types of content and more content. So this is going to attract more and more people to the site to read our articles.
And we are going into a visual component. We have a lot of kids that, although they like to write, they're very broadcast based, and they enjoy making videos. And we've done a couple of videos already, but they've all been shot on a phone. And while that mobile reporting aspect is, so important, we want to do better. We want to do bigger, better things. So we'll definitely try and get a camera, a tripod, set that up, something nice to, make that visual component work.
Well, if you really enjoyed your taste of the Stony Brook Independent's new mission at the university, or you have something going on that you think that we should be a part of, please do not hesitate to email us at sbindependent@gmail.com, and hopefully we can get a reporter to you as soon as possible. We really dig making quirky videos too, like Lauren said, so if you have any ideas for us, please kick them our way as well. Thanks again for joining us, guys. I'm really glad that we can get you into the studio today. Enjoy your turkey.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank
too.
you, JT. You as well.
And thank you, audience, for joining us during our new time slot every Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. to start your weekend early during the midweek workflow. For more on these top stories and others, visit sbindependent.org, like the Stony Brook Independent Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter at Stony Brook Indie. Tune in for more news tomorrow on WSB's News at Noon segment. I'm JD Allen.
And I'm Julio Villa, hoping your turkey tonight is juicy and moist and that your news over the weekend is good news.